Good morning, councillors. Good afternoon, councillors. Welcome to our Infrastructure Services Committee tonight debate. Whilst we have a quorum, we do not have a chair. So the first matter for today is for me to be determined who the chair is. Mr. Mayor, under the charter, you're entitled to chair any meeting you choose to do so. So if you wish to do so, that's fine, or you can nominate another.
Thank you, Mr. GM. I'd nominate Councillor Clark to chair today.
We've got a second for that.
Seconded.
All in favour?
Aye.
Carried. Against? So it's carried. Okay, so can I Councillor Cloud, if you want to come up and share.
Where is actually going?
Yeah, it's probably important in the country. Oh, sorry, probably read the statement. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, read that one first.
Yeah, hereby notified that the next meeting of the Infrastructure Services Committee will be held on the 9th of April 2024 in the council chambers at 12:30 p.m. for the purpose of transacting the undermentioned business. This meeting will be audio recorded, and those in attendance should refrain from making any defamatory statements. So you know other recordings of this meeting without the prior authorization of the committee. I'd like to show respect and acknowledge the traditional owners and custodians of the land and the elders, past, present, and future, on which this meeting takes place. Are there any applications for attending video meeting?
Neil, Madam Chair.
Any apologies?
Yes, we have one apology from Councillor.
Moved.
Seconded. Any disclosures of interest?
Neil received.
Any public participation?
Yes, we have one public participation in regard to item ISC 4.7, the Smart CBD Revitalisation 133 Kelly Street Amenities Block.
So that's going to be at the.
Yeah, I believe that we go at this stage. So when we get to that stage, that will proceed.
Now, we have business items with the works program for water and sewer. I'll take the report as read, and if you want to speak to it, okay?
Thank you, Chair. I will, if that's okay. I'll bring you to page 2 of the report, which is the Scone Water Treatment Plant project, which is a joint plant we have with Muswellbrook Council. At this stage, we're looking at the financial feasibility of this process, and we're proposing to do a business case as the next step in this. I've handed out a sheet, which is an A3 sheet of the business case process. And because this is such a significant item that this council will be considering, I thought it was important that I put before this committee some of the criteria, or the criteria that the financial analysis is going to be based on. If I could just talk through the spreadsheet and a couple of things, that would be great. So I think it's going to be dependent upon whether we get state government funding and what level. So you'll notice on the left-hand side of the page, there's 4 items being no state government funding, 60%, 90% and 100%. The values indicated there, 60% is because we currently get 60% safe and secure water funding. So it's likely that that's the first option that we put on the table. And whether or not it's feasible to have it, we can't afford it. We need more, and that's why I put 90 and 100. But certainly those categories are able to be changed, and whether this committee has an opinion on that. If I take you up to the top, within each one of those, the options we're looking at is do nothing, a joint hill brushing hill plan, a joint plan Gunny Road, a Gunny Road plan for us sending raw water to Muswellbrook, having a Gunny Road plan or just sending raw water to Muswellbrook in this process. You can see on the right-hand side of that, there's 20.5, which is the estimated volume that both Muswellbrook and Upper Hunter are going to expecting to need into the future. That's with growth and the other things consideration. Probably the only other thing on the spreadsheet that if you go across the top, So within the Upper Hunter Shire Council, we've got 5 items we're considering on having an analysis, which is the cost, the capital cost of construction, the annual cost of operations, the cost per litre, the residential bill, and that's what will affect it will have on our residents, and whether there's actually a positive or negative cost benefit ratio. But certainly, I'm keen to understand whether this committee has an opinion or individuals as to whether that's the information it's going forward in deciding whether or not it's beneficial to have a joint treatment phase. If I could just ask if there's any feedback on that, get to me by the end of the week, so that I can include that process. So that's the joint water treatment plant process.
Through Madam Chair, Graham, I imagine the funding body will look a lot more favourable by 2 councils working together.
I'm led to believe that is the case. That's not a proven factor.
No. Again.
But I've got another one, the Murrurundi Dam, which is on page 3 of the report. We had a 84 submissions received from Murrurundi Dam process. Of those 84, it was quite interesting. There was only 7 people gave a response that came to the initial meeting. So of the 84 responses, most of those people didn't understand what our problems were and issues around funding and the Cochrane Dam process. That was very disappointing. But certainly similar things had been feedback similar to last time. That is, they wanted it as a recreation tourism, a reserve for critters and creatures, and aerial firefighting is pretty big on that list. There is a report planning to go to the 8th meeting on that matter to give you the overall picture.
Madam Chair, again, Graham, nearly everyone had their firefighting. I thought the OFS just they didn't really need that for firefighting.
That's correct, but that will be covered in the report that can be back over. So we'll provide responses to each of these.
Thank you.
So the other item is that the dam is currently in a situation where we not within our compliance from our dam safety committee, and we've checked the water out and we need to reduce the level of that dam over the next few months. That's probably my stuff. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And complete summary. Councillor B.
So I'm going to
say, so Olsen. 1, 2.
Just a vote.
All those in favour? Carried. The work program, work delivery. ISC 4.2. We'll take the report as read. Jay, did you want to speak on it?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I can give a quick spill on the report. So the purpose of this report is to provide an update on the works and development program undertaken in the last month predominantly. So I would like to turn your attention to page number 2 with the design and construction package, damage claims for the activity number 987. So we engaged a consultant or contractor to do the job, and we have received the consent designs at this stage, and we are currently reviewing that. And other than that, most of the other projects listed here, we are at the mercy of transport for New South Wales to get back to us with some reviews or claims or something related to that. And I would like to turn your attention to the page number 4, where we have reported on the request for council contribution for Sport Memorial pool upgrades. And in regard to that, we have submitted a separate report so we can talk through the report when it comes in the agenda item. But at this stage, I just want to mention that the Scorn Memorial Pool upgrade works warranted something around $178,000, and we have received some grant funds, and then we need council to contribute $15,000 to cater the shortfall. In reporting the performance of the Scorn War Memorial Swimming Pool, they have done a great job in the last financial year. So they have increased the participation by 34% compared to the last financial year. And also they have operated well throughout this period as well. Thank you. Any questions? For that.
Yeah, moved by Councillor Fee, seconded by Councillor Bolton. All those in favour?
Aye.
Carried. Just up to page 21, the strategic and capital works update. Take the report as read. But Jay, you on paper.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So, I take that you read the report. There's a list of all the capital works projects. I just want to highlight that we are moving forward with the further extension of the Moonland Brook project works as the priority, and also the Barrington Top Sports Road is also being done. In terms of the bridges, we are I think we are in the stage where, except for Dartwood Bridge, all of the bridges will be open for traffic by this month. And Dartwood Bridge will be completed and traffic before end of May. Apart from that, there is also this CBD project where there's a separate report on that. And I think Neurola Street Causeway, I think we're progressing with the finalization of tender works on.
Through the chair, the works will be starting tomorrow.
Works starting more fantastic. And MRT58, there is a separate report on that. And happy to take any other questions.
Madam Chair, just a comment. No reds in that report requires attention, which is encouraging, and not very often we see that.
Can I have a move to jump on the page? Awesome. All those in favour?
Nice.
Carries.
Madam Chair, and we have our speaker for item 4.7. Nothing else. Current orders of standing orders. Should give the movement to move into item 4.7.
Moved.
Just back to the vote.
All those in favour?
Yeah. Okay, so we move on 4.7 then. And we do have a speaker, so we might hand over to the speaker for item 4.7. You've got 5 minutes. Yeah. You've got some presentation material.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. Really, Madam Chair. But just looking at options for the works that have happened in 133 Kelly Street, and just some quick background. We received funding through the Stronger Country Communities Fund in 2022 for the restoration of the Niagara Cafe mural. And sorry, have you got that initial photo that I sent through? Yeah, so this was completed last year, and what we kind of knew it was there, but certainly the restoration has
shown some material that has cultural sensitivity. So one of the issues that was raised was how to address this, and through consultation with Arts Up Hunter, who engaged their Aboriginal Arts Officer to talk to mob locally, it was thought that some background on the mural and pretty much just raising that through a storyboard was a good option. So now the discussion is just around what that storyboard should look like so that it best fits in with the aesthetics of what's happened in the mural. So if we go back to that PowerPoint, thanks. So firstly, it's just drawing attention to some of the original pressed metal ceiling that is actually being retained in the walkway. If you look upwards when you're going through there, that is the original pressed metal from Niagara Cafe. If we go to the next slide, there's a bigger picture and you can see that directly next to the toilets and how that kind of reflects on that. So one of the options, because we are looking to cover the toilet, is to actually use that exposed wall that we can see there as the basis for the storyboard. That sort of gives us a multi-purpose approach in covering it as well as using the storyboard. Next slide, thank you. This is an example of what we are proposing. This is actually from the Gundy Soldier Memorials Hall, but these are metal fabrication signs that are done by a local craftsman. And the next one. Also from Gundy, this is actually inside the Lingalonga, and probably something along those lines would be what would be looking at, because you've got that copper patina that might reflect on what's happening in the ceiling above. The next one. And that's just a rough outline of what the information is. So you have a quick background of the space with the history, with reference to the Coronario family and also the Manning family that ran it as a sports store. And lastly, just that recognition that the mural may trigger feelings of trauma, and we encourage healthy conversation in the historical content of the mural. So the quote that we've had done for that storyboard is very reasonable. It's only $2,500. So I'm presenting this to the committee for consideration for future works at 133 Kelly Street. Any questions?
Thanks for that. I think it's important to not become part of the council, the culture council, cancellation of and I appreciate that we're going to keep that, but also have some recognition of how that bridges to the future time. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, Madam Chair, to just make this clear, this will go on brickwork, is that correct?
So at the moment, Mr. Mayor, the Community Advisory Committee considered the option that's been presented by Jackie today on that wall, but they didn't prefer that because of the corrugated iron treatment that's in this report. So this report says you're going to do the corrugated iron treatment there, the signage, that will preference of the project control group would be to put it under the mural. That's not Jackie's preference, but it's the BCG to address that. Otherwise, you're going to have that exposed wall with the sign there. So you can't, I don't think it'll work both ways. You can't have the corrugated iron and so we need to make a decision which way we go on that.
Through you, Madam Chair, I think it needs to be right next to the mural.
I agree, because otherwise it doesn't really give much context to it. Did anyone else have any further comments?
Through you, Madam Chair, the issue of putting it against the brick is just that it's below, like the mural sort of goes down to waist height, so you sort of
Can
basically.
we go back to that slide?
Yeah.
I imagine if the middle lot of drainings were moved, the sign would probably fit in there fairly well.
And if we still use the metal for the actual information, we would probably just need to put some whiteboarding or something behind it, so it's not lost against the brickwork.
Yeah,
Yeah, Madam Chair, I think the amenities block certainly needs something done, which is it's great. The cost is not very much. I think that long as you have the background on that, it's looked quite slick actually.
Councillors, if that's the decision, you probably need, as well as confirming the treatment, which is part of the recommendation, probably just need to clarify that you support the signage as the wording of the signage. I don't think there's been any concerns around the wording. It's they're simply comfortable with that. It's just really the location is to be on that wall, and we'll bring you back probably some sort of a proposal of the dimensions of the sign and show you how that works in regard to that space there.
Through you, Madam Chair, could you just elongate so it's wide up and not as.
That's what I was thinking, so it doesn't get lost in the, so I guess down behind the planter boxes, we may be able to elongate it, and we'll bring something back to you and look at.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thank you.
Just another quick thank you to the staff and a lot of work goes in. I think that's a beautiful area and can only go forward.
That recommendation confirming the station. Yeah, so council, I'll leave it with you for the wording, but you might want to something might want to move that we got the recommendation before you with some sort of additional wording in regard to your preferred location for the sign being under the mural.
Through you, Madam Chair, so that would be a point forward and.
Well, the recommendation is simply endorsing the recommended treatment to cover the amenities block, which was the corrugated iron method. I just put this, and that the signage for the mural be placed under the mural might be sufficient.
Perfect wording.
Second.
okay. All those in favour?
So I do.
Okay.
I've got one job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Item 4.1.
Item 4.4, the Willow Tree Road upgrade. Do you?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Jeff is actually on site having the site meeting today, so I will probably speak on that. Yes, so just to take you through the progress in the last month, we have completed the assessment of the management plans, the quality, environmental and safety management plan that's been submitted to us from the contractor. We have commenced the procurement of Gabion cages, so we completed that. And the Gabion ropes are still being procured. We are procuring some breeding soil anchors and soil nets for the overall mesh. And we are also have commenced section 2, 3, and 4. Just to give you an understanding, there is an attachment with the different sections. We have started commencement of catch drains on the sections 2, 3, and 4. And we also started the uphill ladder excavation on sections 3 and 10. And in regards to the upcoming activities, there's more pipes going in, and we are continuing to procure the rock dust for the as I mentioned for the Gabion baskets, probably currently estimated around 63,000 tons. And the next period we will also continue with these procurement and also the other backer works. And we are also managing stockpiles around the site, so that will save us a lot of transportation costs. Otherwise, I assume that you all read the report and happy to take any further questions on that.
Through Madam Chair, just a comment. Great call on squashing the turning the sods last Friday. But it's disappointing that the politicians haven't organised another date.
I'll just comment on that, Madam Chair. I think that the recognition is that to get the federal government and the state government representatives in one spot at one time is going to be a fairly difficult challenge. We did secure last Friday, but the weather was against us. At this stage, I think the intent is that it's starting a bit long now to have a sod turning event because the project is well and truly underway. So I think the next event will probably be our ribbon cutting, but we will arrange to take councillors up there and show councillors, and we'll invite the media, so the media will attend if they can. It's just that I don't think we can get an official sod turning with the state and federal representatives.
Thank you. Moved.
Seconded.
Maybe two. All those in favour?
Aye.
Carried. On to local roads initial seal project update. Chris, did you speak to that?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The only thing I want to add is that what's written in the report is that on just before Easter, the excavator was moved down from Barrington Tops Forest Road down to Mineral Road, so that they could commence excavation on that next cutting straight after Easter. I haven't been out there since to see if that's happened, but it was actually moved down there. So yeah, yes, works are underway on that extension of Mineral Road. And Barrington Tops Forest Road, they'll be starting the concrete dish drain this week.
Madam Chair, yes, that cutting on Moonam Brook looks extremely hard, but they are getting it out, so which is great.
Yeah, that's really good. Now a move on a second. Councillor Fee, second Councillor Hamilton. All those in favour?
Yeah.
Carried. The 4.6 Stone CBD revitalisation project. Anyone want to just?
But Alan online, have you? Oh, it was online.
Yeah, I'm online, Craig. I'll take the report as, thank you, Madam Chair. I'll take the report as read, but happy to answer any questions anyone's got.
Can you hear us at all, Alan?
Yeah, yes, I can. Have you got me?
Wait while he gets connected.
Yeah.
It's great, but we can't hear him.
Yeah, I'm talking. I'm not sure what's up with the sound. I apologise. Carly, can you hear me, Greg? Or no? Sorry.
Alan, can you hear us now?
I can hear you, but I don't think you can hear me. Sorry.
Sound problem
Yeah, apologise.
on the phone.
Does anyone have any questions for him?
If there's no questions, we can just move on.
Yeah.
Or we can answer them as best we can from the staff perspective.
Was there any questions on?
Just a quick one, through you, Madam Chair. So September 2024, that's the section B1 East that they're working on now, that's correct? Completion?
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yep. Seems good, going along great.
Just a comment, it's looking fantastic and a lot of people are really excited to see it finished because it's going to be really, really nice.
Now Mayor, second.
Second.
Councillor Coulter. Fee, all those in favour?
Aye.
Carried.
Awesome.
The
Keep that one.
Yeah, why?
second 4.8, the Dartmoor pool. Okay, we can take that.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll just give a quick spiel on this report. The purpose of this report is for council to consider providing $15,000 to upgrade the Scone Memorial Pool assets, which in turn will bring us back worth $170,000. So this council contribution will complement the grant funds that is received from the New South Wales state government. So just to give you a brief background, so the Scone swimming pool has been operating the last 32 years with minimal facilities. And with the community consultation and feedback was coming from the actual users, the Scone swimming pool and also the Scone Aquatics committee decided that we need to upgrade these facilities, and it's high time to do that. So they went out to apply for a grant and got succeeded in securing around $134,000 or $135,000. And they also contributed some amount of money into these upgrades, and also still short of $15,000, which is what they are seeking as council contribution to complete this project. So we have provided some options for this committee to consider and recommend the council. And our recommendation would be that the committee recommends the council to contribute $15,000 over 2 financial years.
And Chair, just a question. Look, I think this is great. I mean, this is a prime example of us helping, but they've put the grant funding in, and it's great. The increase, I think I read earlier, is 30% increase for the people through the gate. How's the 15,000 split over 2 years going to affect them? Is that going to hold them up, or is that?
3 years now, I believe, still measure, because the first payment will be paid between now and June, 30th of June, and then the second payment will be paid immediately after the 1st of July, or a bit soon.
Okay, quite happy to move that.
Moved. So we have Catherine seconded. All those in favour?
Aye.
Carried. Item 4.9, responses to previous questions. I'll take this as read. Does anyone have anything to say on this? I just want to say big thank you to all the staff who did all the mowing and did all the iron posts and all the work for this. It's been like 3 massive tasks, so good job, and everyone has been very positive about it, so excellent. If that's all, meeting closed at 1:03.